what do you think from a macrocosm is happening in those social media worlds where there is this constant attack, collapse, but also massive things that are being taken out of context? I almost am wishing I had 10 years to go back to university to learn things that are happening globally that I wish I had a better understanding of, but I don't. And so I can't even make intelligent commentary on certain things because I don't know the history to the degree I wish I did. And that I think is a fascinating one. But from what you see, do you see a purpose with it?
I think people have to be very clear in their intentions of why they would be participating first. That would be, and I'm not here to say, hey, everybody leave, don't leave, whatever, right? Obviously, that's not my style, but just to say, going through the sort of default mode of how we've all been sort of conditioned around social media. So there's the famous statement by the great Canadian media communications godfather theorist Marshall McLuhan, that the medium is the message, which people say a lot, but they don't really get what he was actually talking about, I don't think. Which is to say, when you look at the nature of the medium of communication, and he was particularly way ahead of his time. He was sort of 60s, 70s. I think he died in the early mid 80s, maybe early 90s, but he's sort of the godfather who in some ways kind of predicted and saw way ahead, I think, in terms of the impacts of communication technology, the rise of like information systems. And his famous sort of pithy statement that most people misinterpret is the medium is the message. And what he was trying to say, I think really, it's a much subtler point than I think most people sort of grasp, which is the nature, the structure of the medium of communication itself can structure the forms of communication and dialogue and relationship that tend to happen within those. Whereas most people think, oh, it's just a neutral slate. I just type in information, send a message to somebody, they type stuff back, we have a nice conversation. And they don't think about like, what is the format? What is the structure of social media? And how might it actually structure the entire way that we're relating? In ways that can be very unconscious. For example, in the social media example, might it be structurally built to do various things like lessen your ability to maintain focus and attention on one critical topic and go in depth while feeling calm within oneself?
Yeah.
Might it activate, or might it be set up structurally to tend, not in every example, but often to tend towards a little bit this and this and this and over here and over that, and like kind of jittery, kind of energy, right? Like, or your YouTube algorithm does like, oh, you like this video, you should watch this video. Oh, you like this book, you should do that thing. So the structure and at play in those systems, and they're ever present in our world. So it's not like I'm saying like, you know, go live in a cabin in the woods and whatever. I don't do that, but I am selective, I am discerning. I had to find for myself what felt like the appropriate way versus like when I was like feeling like I had to respond to things or I was getting like activated by stuff. It's like, wait a minute, this is all kind of in cyberspace is real space, but it's also sort of not real space. Like it's this weird hybrid virtual reality, and we're getting the emotionality, the research shows really deeply that the emotionality in those spaces increases. The volatility, the sense of acceleration is increasing people's. And as we know from things we talked about, and you're always talking on about, trauma is too fast, too furious, right? So these spaces do have a tendency, if we're not clear in our intent and clear in our somatic practice, even while being, you know, in this seemingly disembodied, but not really disembodied internet way, will tend to get swept in the current.
Yeah.
And the current is not, I would say, on this front, our friend.
Hey everyone, Irene Lyon here. Thank you for watching this short video. If you want to watch the full length video, just click somewhere near here and be sure to subscribe to this channel, as well as my full length channel, Irene Lyon. Keep learning, keep healing. We'll see you next time.